Hello and welcome to the course Introduction to Kebnekaise. I'm going to share my screen. Like this. Hope you can see it. So I have started recording. So you can see here it is being recorded. And that means that if you say anything, if you have the camera on or the microphone on, you may be recorded. And if you want to avoid that, then keep those turned off. I'm not going to record the hands-ons or the exercises. So there you can ask questions freely, but I'm going to, I'm going to record the lectures and put those up on HPC2N's YouTube channel, so you can look at it there later. So this material here on these pages is Markdown pages, Markdown files that we use in this course, and those together with the exercises. You can find those in our Git repository, and have that here. It looks like this. And in order to download these files and the exercises that we're going to use, I will show you in a moment how to get those. I'm just going to log in to Kebnekaise. This. As you can see, we don't currently have any other verification than password. There's no two-factor authentication, but that will change soonish. But right now, this is how it is. So let's go to the project storage. It's under proj, no backup, intro HPC2N, like this. And since this is a shared directory, if you just put your files there, it's all going to be in one large pile. So in order to keep your own files separate, you should create a subdirectory. I can see many of you already have done that. And I also have. I've created this one for myself. I named it my username. You can name it anything as long as it's unique. And I don't have any files here, so that's good. So I'm going to download this repository here. And I'm going to copy this here. And I'm going to copy URL to clipboard. I'm going to do git clone and then paste this here. And then it will download into a directory called intro-course. You can also copy it by clicking download zip and then choose copy, right click that and click copy link address. And then you could get it with wget, wget, and a space, and then put that URL there, and then you get a zip file downloaded if you put that in your terminal. But I am just going to show you how it looks using ThinLink. While, let's see, I have a ThinLink here. I'm going to close that so I can show you how it looks when I start it up. So you will install ThinLink. And there was some information about that in the important information page and the Q&A pages. But when you have installed ThinLink, you just start it. This. And then for the server, you put kebnekaise-tl.hpc2n.umu.se. And then you put your username, and then you put the password. You should put the password here instead of waiting for the program to ask you, because it will fail if it has to ask for the password. So you should put the password yourself. If there's problems connecting, if you have connected earlier, you can always click End Existing Session. Then it should be able to connect. There are some options you should take a look at. Make sure it's clicked windowed, especially if you're on a laptop, because otherwise you risk that it fills more space than the window on your laptop on the screen, and then it's not easy to work with. Another place to look here is under security. Make sure authentication method is password. Okay, so let's connect. The first time it connects, it will ask you about a key. Just accept that. And then after a little while, it takes longer the first time, then you get a window that looks like this. And there will probably, but with only one icon here for your home. So you click Applications and go to System Tools, and then go to Mate Terminal. And that is how you can get the terminal to write the things in and to download stuff too. You can click and hold and drag to get a shortcut to your screen. As you can see, I've already done. That makes it easier to find when you want to start a new terminal. So, and you can do the same here as I did over here in my SSH terminal here. I can see that it failed to fetch the files from GitHub. It's probably a temporary glitch at GitHub, so I'm going to rerun it in a moment. But meanwhile, I will just repeat things here in SendLink. So I will first go to this intro HPC2N project storage. I will go to my directory. Now there's probably nothing there because it failed. That means I can show you how to get it with wget. I'm going to do that instead. Copy link address and then the SendLink client, and I would then write wget and paste this zip file, and then I can download that here, and I will then get a zip file that I uncompress with unzip and then the name of it. And I will just leave it here and go back to the rest of the lecture. Okay, so there is some useful links, documentation about Linux, get started guide, and in general the documentation pages for HPC2N. Let's look here. You can see they look much the same as the pages we have for the course, and that's on purpose, hoping it will make it easier to find things like that. Have a more consistent look. The prerequisites, you should have a basic knowledge about Linux. You can look at this Linux documentation otherwise. And soonish I will get the recordings up on HPC2N's YouTube channel from the Linux course we had just before this. So you can look at that otherwise, but I'm for now going to assume that you know something about Linux. It's not going to be a lot that you need to know, but a little bit. Another prerequisite, you need accounts at Super and at HPC2N. I have already contacted you about this, so that should be fine. And the content, well, it's about Kebnekaise and our system, the hardware of Kebnekaise, what is HPC2N, how to use our systems, logging in, editors, which are different than maybe you're used to if you're used to Windows. Something about the file system, the module system, compiling, linking, and the batch system. And the batch system is what you use to run jobs in. And there will be some simple examples where you get to try this out. And then there will be some application examples also for you to try out. Okay, so the instructors, there's me, I'm Birgitte Brydsö. I'm application expert at HPC2N. And Pedro is also here. He's also an application expert at HPC2N, and he will talk about the application examples. I have a small list of important info for you. There's a course project, HPC2N 2024-084. The course project has default project storage. We just talked about that. It's this area here. You should create a subdirectory. We also mentioned this. And then fetch the material by cloning this from GitHub. And that hopefully works now because probably was a temporary glitch. There are two reservations, one L40S GPU reservation, that's called intro minus GPU, and one AMD Zen 4 CPU node. The reservation for that is intro CPU, only valid during the course time. But they are meant so that you can run things faster in case many people are using the nodes. There is a link to the Q&A page. You can ask questions here. The advantage are you will not get recorded, and the other thing is it might be easier to be able to go back and look at the answer later or the answers to other people's questions. So that is also a good thing. There's an important info page which lists many of the same informations as here, also something more about logging in and other things. You got those two links in the email I sent to you about this course. There's an evaluation survey for the course. Please help us by filling it. It's here on this link here. We are constantly adjusting the course, so we would very much like some input on how we can make this better. Then we have a preliminary schedule. Just went through the welcome and syllabus. And we're now going to go on to Introduction to Kebnekaise and HPC2N. Then I'll talk a little bit more about projects and accounts, logging in and editors, the file system. There'll be a lunch break, and we'll talk about the module system, about to compiling, the batch system, and then you'll try these simple examples. There's a coffee break, and then Pedro will take over and talk about application examples. And then at the end of the course, you can ask some more questions, and there's a short summary. Okay,